and
Story
media ripas.
Something like that.
Welcome to the show,
We're kind
everybody.
of like
It's Three Assholes and a
in the
Cat.
middle of
I am
conversation.
Dominic.
Yeah,
With
totally.
me, as always, is Diane. Hello, Diane.
Hello.
And Jason. Hello, Jason.
Sip.
How is everybody this evening?
Fantastic.
And Frankie is here. Hello, Frankie.
Say hi, Franklin.
I found the diet version of my favorite Pepsi product.
Hi.
What is it?
Okay, so Wild Cherry Pepsi. I love Wild
Okay.
Cherry Pepsi because I like the cherry flavor that Pepsi uses. It's different, but it's hard to find it in the diet small bottles.
Okay.
Very true.
Yes, and I found it at Target earlier, and I was like,
Oh, okay. I have other reasons I like going to Target, but anyway, welcome to the show, everybody.
"What's his name?"
I think it may involve the ladies in yoga pants.
It does. It involves all the yoga pants and the ladies wearing them.
Hang on. So Saturday.
Yes.
So
Ooh,
Saturday.
This is where
Uh-huh.
it starts.
I have a story about Saturday, too.
Well, I was gonna say
so-
Saturday. Two of my friends and I went to the Target up in Harbison, and then we went to the one in Lexington because we were looking for something.
Right.
And as we're walking into the one in Lexington, there's this lady in front of us in yoga pants. I was like, that bitch smuggling hams in her pants. Like
Oh, damn.
perfectly round, not perfectly round, but like perfectly shaped, proportioned buttocks.
No,
And
please,
it's like,
please keep
like-
describing butts.
It's like,
it's fantastic.
aw, yes. And they're like,
Okay.
what? I was
I
like,
mean, I accidentally bought cabbage instead of lettuce last week because of a pair of yoga pants. So I really can't.
the struggle is real.
The
I
struggle is
would-
real.
The struggle is real.
At least I'm honest.
Yes.
So I have a question for you,
For who?
for both of you.
6.5 inches.
No.
I have yet to. Okay, continue.
But no,
No,
no.
a cubit.
Not in your head.
Oh. Not what people tell you to make you feel better.
So have either of you ever been to a foodie restaurant before?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
That
right.
was the thing.
It was actually really nice, but
So
I didn't mind it. It's
I
not
wanna-
something I do on the reg, but
I want to
it
preface
was on
this.
somebody else's dime, so I was like, what
Right.
the fuck ever.
basically.
I feel like I'm not into my mic correctly. Anyway, so I want to preface this by saying I love my family, and I love going out with my family.
God, it started.
So this
The
isn't.
caveats have started early this
So
evening.
this isn't in any way to shit on my family. I had a lovely time with my family. Okay.
Oh, God,
Hi,
it's
Dom's
icy.
family. We love you.
Oh, God,
So-
there's little dagger shards of
You
Pepsi
put
in
it
here.
in the freezer. Like,
Well,
what
no,
do you
I
expect?
put it on the side, so it like froze on the side, made these little dagger shards. So I just took a sip and I just like deep throated a piece of ice.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, Dom was telling a story. And, oh, damn. That's like.
See, now he knows how he feels. Now he knows how we
Interrupting
feel
us.
when you
Okay.
fucking interrupt us.
It's all right. So
Okay, tell
See,
us.
ice just. He's just gonna mute my microphone
I know, like,
again.
I was
just
thinking
waiting
about it.
for that.
Again.
Tell us, please, about your wonderful, delicious dinner.
So
that
last
had
Saturday-
to caveat with, I love my family dearly.
Test. There we go. My microphone got fucked up in its holder somehow. I don't
yeah,
know.
mine did too.
I don't-
Like I still don't feel
Frankie.
like I'm up on it right. Like
No, you sound fine on the monitor.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
No.
I get a phone call on last Friday. I believe,
Okay.
From my brother that says, "Hey, we're going to go out for my birthday tomorrow night." And I said, "Okay, well, where are we going?" "Oh, well, we don't know yet." Okay, fair
Hate
enough.
that shit.
I think that this was a lie. I think they know exactly where they were going. They didn't want me to look up the place
Oh.
because I would have tried to find some excuse not to go.
Hang on. We're not. I don't think we're broadcasting.
No, we totally are. We're fine.
Yeah,
Are
we're
we?
completely
Katie says-
broadcasting.
because it does the blank. Because Katie's like, it's blank.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay, there
still
you go.
trying to finish my story.
Okay. Continue.
I'm trying to get us viewers, motherfucker.
So Saturday, my dad says, come over here and we'll go there. And I'm like, okay, you guys don't want me to go to this place. This is what's going on.
Right.
So imagine. I asked him about this restaurant, and he said, okay, I took your aunt there. My aunt is a very picky eater.
Okay.
She could not find anything on the menu.
Oh.
And I said, well, what kind of menu is it? He says, well, it has 6 items.
Oh, God.
I'm already loving it. All right.
And I said,
All
oh,
right.
okay. And he said 4 of them are seafood. Now, anyone who knows me, I don't like seafood.
Don't eat seafood.
I don't
you're
eat seafood.
all.
fucking weird.
Like-
I'm weird. It's a smell thing. People tell me that there are some types of fish that don't smell like fish. I haven't come across that fish yet.
If you have fish that smells like fish, it's gone bad.
Seriously.
Okay.
Like, in all seriousness, fish does not smell like fish.
At all.
Fish should not have a smell
Do you
to it.
realize
A delightful ocean
That's the
scent,
craziest
maybe.
thing I've ever. That's like saying steak doesn't smell like steak. It smells like a fucking steak. Like
Well,
fish smells like fish.
Can you be more wrong? Good fish, good fresh fish,
Fresh fish,
does
for
not
sure.
smell like fish.
So what does it smell like?
Nothing. It should smell vaguely of the ocean, not fish, but like salt water.
A gentle breeze coming in.
I don't know why this turned
the fuck are you
into a
talking about?
douche commercial.
That makes absolutely
Like,
no sense.
please
You
stop
realize that makes
describing,
absolutely
like,
no sense.
feminine
Fish.
You
scents.
realize that you could literally just be saying kofefe over and over again.
Fish that smells like fish is not good. It's started to rot. That smell that you associate with fish is because it's starting to go bad.
Okay.
Or it's been microwaved in the break room for some goddamn reason. Sorry, continue.
Oh, fuck that shit.
There we go.
Okay,
I figured
let's-
I'd start
Anyway,
the
anyway,
range.
so there's 6 items on the
Six
menu, 4 of
items.
which are
items on the
seafood.
menu, 4 of
For
which are
them,
seafood.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're refusing to eat like right off the bat.
But one of them is a steak. So I'm like, okay, I can have a steak. Like I'm not an evil person.
Everybody loves
If
steak.
everybody else in my family wants to go eat at this restaurant,
Except for the
we'll go
fucking
eat at the
vegans.
restaurant. I'll have the steak. Like it's not a big deal.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
So you steak it up.
So there were a couple of different things that we ordered. First of all, there were these cheese straws, which are basically imagine a Cheez-It that's like this big and this wide. Okay, it was
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
Yeah, it's some type of extruded product.
Absolutely, it was really good. It was phenomenal. We also got the pickle plate. Now, when I say pickle plate,
That's
you
a
would
thing
think-
now. Like pickle plates are like a huge thing. and
right?
I
You would
fucking
think,
hate pickles.
You
We'll
would
continue.
Think, okay, but you would think like a dill pickle.
No.
No,
no,
not
no. I'm talking
Okay,
about me.
you would.
'Cause I
You
haven't-
would, but
I like-
Jason
no,
and I know
without
food.
pause, we both at the same time said, no.
Hold on, let me get into the pickle plate.
If there's a dill pickle in your pickle plate, you're in the
You're
wrong
the
fucking
wrong
place.
fucking place
when
for
I,
a pickle
when,
plate.
I, when I saw pickle plate, I'm thinking, okay, like maybe a dill pickle, a sweet dill, a garlic dill, a pepper dill.
Wow,
This
so
is a barbecue place. So I'm
Poor,
thinking like,
poor sweet summer child.
right.
This is precious.
So they bring
know,
out
right?
They bring out a
You tell who the
cutting
foodies are.
board
I know. Seriously. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how they come.
about the size of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Jason and I
there
are
were
like not surprised.
there
Yeah,
were pickled
no.
onions.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Should also
It-
been pickled okra.
Hold
what
on.
is thing? Cauliflower.
Hold on.
Possibly a fruit too. Fruit's a new thing.
Hold on. Here's the important part.
Okay.
Imagine if you cut an onion.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you cut an onion again.
Cut mini. Yeah.
And then cut an onion again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then cut it about 20 more times into strips.
Yeah, it's called
Okay.
julienne.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then got one ring of it. Okay.
Okay.
Cut that in half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut that half into 6 pieces.
Yes.
Okay.
That was all of the pickled onion.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, small
Yeah.
tasting plates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
an antipasta.
Okay.
Like it's a sampling platter.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not supposed
Hold
to
on.
fill up on it. You're
Little
supposed to
smidge
I
enjoy
of
it.
salt
understand that.
to ignite the palate.
You're missing my point because you won't let me finish.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, your point is I want to know where this place is because it sounds great.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
They brought out one of the things was a pickled quail egg.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's kind of neat.
That was
Awesome.
nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So for 6 people, we got half of a quail egg.
Uh huh.
Like there were not like 3 quail.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's
That's- yeah, that's
no.
bullshitty.
That's like
Okay.
each person should have at minimum half a quail egg.
No.
A bite
No.
at
There was
least.
a half of a
bite
quail
to
egg.
2
Yeah, just
if it's
enough for the
proper
palate.
like
A
tasting
tiny
menu.
itsy bitsy quail egg.
Like
Like,
one
how am I supposed
for
like
6 of you.
maybe half of a quail egg? I could get some kind of semblance
Well,
of
I think I'm
taste.
already seeing what the problem is. This is obviously a platter for 2,
Yes.
not 6.
Very much so.
possibly.
Very much so.
So then
Which person taking order should have made some kind of like, hey, there are a lot of you. Like,
Yeah.
this is tapas right now.
we ordered a cheese plate.
Okay.
Okay. You ever
Most
seen
delicious.
You ever seen a 1/8 wedge of cheese? Okay.
The better question is, have I eaten a wedge of cheese? The answer
sure.
is yes.
Okay. Imagine cutting off the first 2
Boot
inches.
cheese is the best.
Basically.
Imagine cutting that in half.
Okay.
Imagine cutting that in half again.
Yeah, you got a plate for 2.
This fraction is just fun.
Okay, there was some sort of cheddar. It was a strip like this and this thick.
Right.
Yeah, you got a plate for 2.
Yeah, definitely. This is a
At
tasting,
most,
It was
at
insane.
most 2.
tasting,
At most
tasting
2.
menu for 2.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Their servers
I have
totally at
no
fault here.
clue
Yes.
what they were even trying when this table shows up and you guys are ordering the plates. I mean, why isn't the kitchen going, how many people are at this table?
I don't know.
How many entrees did they order?
I was annoyed because some of the stuff I really wanted to try, but I felt bad. I was like, and then here's what really annoyed me about the cheese plate. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm at a foodie place.
Sure.
I get it. small portions because, like, I get that.
He's going to tell us the name of the restaurant. It's not going to be a fucking foodie place.
Applebee's. Really going for millennials.
It was McDonald's. So across the middle of the cheese plate is saltine crackers literally out of the sleeve.
Okay, now I have problems.
Like, I am questioning why that was the choice of table cracker.
It should be lightly toasted artisanal bread.
Yes, very much so. It shouldn't be
we got a bread
cracker.
plate, and one of the things on the bread plate was amazing. I wish there was more of it. It was one slice of Texas toast.
Okay.
That had been cooked in the steamer over a pig. So it was toasted with the smoke and everything. That was amazing.
Sounds like
that
was
phenomenal.
Yeah,
but again,
totally
it was like a single piece of Texas toast. There's 6 of us. Like, I feel bad. Like, I'm taking a little tiny piece of, like,
got a plate
breaking bread
for 2 at most.
Yeah, I know.
The steak was phenomenal. I was surprised.
What
again.
cut was it?
Yeah, good question.
I don't remember.
What did it roughly look like?
That's an important question.
I mean, it was sliced up. So it was sliced up into pieces. It wasn't something I cut myself. It was
it vaguely oblongish? Because then it's a strip.
No, it wasn't a strip.
Because the cut does vary which part of the cow it comes from.
Was it
which
kind of
changes
heart-shaped?
taste.
Then
you
it
guys
could be
know that I've
ribeye.
eaten food before, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
but clearly not like
not good food.
I don't eat good food?
I mean, we're just like throwing this out there that Jason and I
taste this sauce. This sauce is the best.
my God.
This is burned to fucking back. Yeah, I know. I'm never going to let you play. You tried to play that off. I will give you props for trying to play that off.
He really tried. I get here and he's like, "This sauce, man, Diane, you are going to die." And I try it, and I'm like, "Yep, I am dying because this is literally the worst sauce in the world."
So mad right now.
I like that this is coming from the 2 people that last week said my trash can was too complicated.
It is. It's fucking complicated.
Now,
good food, on the other hand,
not complicated.
Got that on lock.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you see us too? Like, we are eaters.
So, what was served with the steak? That's important.
Side items are important.
It was.
Plus, I'm on a diet, so I'm living vicariously through your food.
It was about a spoonful of greens that was too vinegary. I couldn't eat it.
Like, are we talking collards?
Yeah, it was collards.
Okay.
Wait. Hang on. They served greens with a steak.
Yes.
Right. Vinegared greens.
Yeah, it was too vinegary.
That's going to kill the
like
taste
greens.
of the fucking
Like,
steak.
I enjoy greens, but this was too vinegary.
Greens are slightly too acidic for the fat content.
And then there was like a squash casserole. It was kind of like a quiche casserole thing.
Okay.
Continue.
And dessert.
we're
That's it. Like,
critically
at this point, I'm
judgmental.
exhausted. Like, I don't know.
There should have been a dessert. What did you have for dessert?
What did you have for dessert?
They brought out some desserts, but none of them looked appetizing. I know there was like a sherbet thing, and then there was some kind of yogurt with like a single strawberry on it.
That's a shame.
Okay,
was that to be split between 6 people as well?
we got the dessert sampler.
It was a cup of that's what I think I would have been okay with the food. The problem was it was like sitting in a Costco. It was a warehouse motif.
Right. Okay.
It was concrete flooring.
It's in Colombia?
Yes, and it was a table this size. My brother was at the head of the table there, and I was sitting where Diane was, and I couldn't hear him.
Oh, wow.
Like, you couldn't have conversations.
Like a crowded restaurant?
Yeah, it was... Oh, crap. It was that new place that opened.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you the name.
It's the farm-to-table place, isn't it?
Is that?
I don't know.
No, what's it called?
It's called Warpath.
Oh, isn't that Warmouth?
Warmouth, excuse me.
Warmouth. Yeah, that place is this big.
Very much so.
I
heard the mixed drinks are great, and like the alcohol option is superb. I just had never heard anything about the food yet.
I'm not a big drinker, so.
Well, yeah, obviously, which is why I was like.
So the funny thing about that is I was listening to NPR on the way to work the other day, and from 7:50 to 7:58 every morning they have the business news, SE Biz News,
right? Mm-hmm.
And earlier this week they had the developer that helped put together Warmouth on.
Right.
And he was actually talking about Warmouth, that was their first project they did in 2014.
No.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's funny because I heard that. I was like, oh, I want to try this place. I'm just like...
That was a part of the Main Street revitalization they were attempting that never really took off, right? Because isn't Warmouth out by Lamb's Bread?
Where is it?
North Maine, I think.
Yeah.
But like how North Maine are we
Not
talking?
that North Maine. Like a little bit more.
I didn't drive, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know it's up
Because
North
part of
Maine.
that project is they've also put in, because there's supposed to be like an artisanal baker. There's like
Yes.
a high-end barber shop.
Right.
And something else, because that developer is Quezon.
If the bakery is Sweet Temptations, like holla to those women. Those cakes are awesome over there. So just throwing that out there. Like that's a cake. That's a good cake out there.
See, here's my thing. Like, if you want good food, go to fucking Motor Supply Company.
Right. For real. It's
I
good stuff.
hate eating out. Like, I like cooking my own food. I just don't like eating at restaurants. I felt bad. Like, the steak plate was $26. But everybody's like, yeah, that's pretty reasonable. And, like, I don't like... I feel it's a waste of money, and I just don't like it.
That's why...
What are we dealing with?
It's just a beetle.
Oh, okay. Farewell.
Oh, you were supposed to fly off, not just go...
It's like, hey, I want to hang out.
The thing is that, like, some of the good medium to higher end places in Columbia that are expensive are worth it. That's why I like Motor Supply. Like, if Katie and I go there, I'm expecting my bill to be at least $100.
For real, but that is $100 like well spent from start to finish.
I guess if I'm going out on a date, that's one thing. But just to, like, go out to eat, I don't know. I don't... It's just such a waste of money, and I don't know.
See, I don't like to eat out on the reg either. Fuck you for I'm now saying the reg.
You're welcome, basic
but like
bitches.
when I do, I want something good.
Right.
Like I'll go to Zorba's. Katie and I will go to Zorba's, and we'll get the chicken carbonara dinner. Okay. And it's a plate of fucking carbonara this big with a made-in-house white wine cream sauce, like a half a goddamn pound of pancetta. Two full-size chicken breasts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I will eat half of it and then take the other half for fucking lunch. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm going out, I'm going balls to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Kyle and I, like, we tend to find a place and then pick a place and then eventually get to know the entire staff there. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, I have a brother-in-law who's in the restaurant industry, plus, like, old roommates and stuff, so there are a variety of restaurants I can go and like see people I know, which is what I prefer when I'm going out anyways. I'd rather have that like smidge of connection to a kitchen, because then they're going to be a little bit more honest about what's actually shit in there. So
I think the other part about it is on some level I'm creeped out about other people preparing my food.
Yeah, that I
would
can
rather
totally
eat
see.
My own fucked up food than not know if
Tomato
somebody
sauce. What?
spit in it.
Well, but the thing is like that's
You're
why you
never
go
living
to a
that
reputable place. That's why you go to a reputable place.
Sure.
Like, if I go to Motor Supply, if I go to Zorba's, if I go to Alamere,
Oh God,
those are
right there.
reputable places. I'm not going to name any of the unreputable places that I would not go to, but there's places on my list that I'm like, they'll fucking spit my food.
Yep.
Right.
And most of that's the chain franchise restaurants.
Well,
and there's plenty of the food that I'm like, for real, like this, I just could have microwaved. And there are even like non-chain restaurants that I'm like, for real, this I could have just microwaved.
I used to work at O'Charlie's, and I know how gross it was in the back. And I think it just...
I had one of my worst fucking meals ever at O'Charlie's.
Then here a story goes.
Right,
I have never eaten at O'Charlie's.
It'll be real quick. A couple years ago, we took my father out for lunch for his birthday, and we asked him where you want to go, and he goes, "Let's just go to O'Charlie's on Two Notch Road."
Way to just call the fucker out.
Fuck you, O'Charlie's on Two Notch
Road. Right. Continue.
I order a burger with fries. The fries have so much salt on them. There is literally a crust.
Oh, that's
so that when you
gross.
bite into it, you have to bite through a crust of salt. I'm sorry, it wasn't a burger. It was a French dip.
That is gross.
And that roast beef was probably one of the singular worst things I've ever put in my mouth. I'm like, they pulled this out of the freezer. They microwaved it because it was rubbery as a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. This bun got nowhere near a toaster. It got taken out of a sack.
That sounds depressing as hell.
Some microwave meat thrown in the middle. Mm-hmm. Some cheese was thrown at it.
So at O'Charlie's, that potato soup.
I don't want to know.
It comes out
how
of
long
a bag.
Do you hold? Yeah, and you hold it for how many days? Probably.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
So it comes out of a bag in the morning at about 10:30.
Okay.
And it gets mixed.
Okay.
And it stays in the exact same pot all day.
Yeah.
And let me guess, the next day you just pour the next batch on top?
Yes.
Next batch on top.
That's correct.
Yep.
I happen to know, I'm not going to name them, I happen to know that there is a hot dog establishment that has a few locations in Colombia that does the same thing with their chili. And that's why I refused to eat at that place. Because I knew a guy that worked there.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but that chili could be like 4 years old.
I happen to know some cafes. Not going to say anything. Also, continue.
It's just
We,
gross.
over the weekend,
Right.
we're discussing what our topic for the show was going to be.
Right.
And I wanted to go with climate change. We had climate change, we had predatory lending. And you convinced me to go with predatory lending, and I'm glad that you did. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, because I'm awesome.
It ties into something that literally happened at about, 2 o'clock this afternoon? We found, or didn't happen at 2 o'clock. We found out about it
Yeah, we
about
got the
2
news
o'clock?
probably about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
So-
Well, that and I've been wanting to bring up the shit I get on my phone on a regular
Sure.
basis because it's just fascinating. But
Or
continue.
that call we got at work yesterday that you looked up.
Yeah, that was also exciting.
Probably should not talk about that.
Right.
So,
Well, not work related. It was just literally it took us to a scam website where they're trying to give you a loan at a ridiculous goddamn interest rate.
we're going to get into those.
Forever.
Continue.
All right.
Smalls. Killing me, Smalls.
We will start with payday loans, because payday loans are the most subversive, probably, part of this entire industry.
They're not my most hated.
I don't think they're my most hated, but they're the most pervasive.
They're the entry level.
And they're
Right.
they're definitely the easiest to obtain simply because you need absolutely no collateral other than the fact hey,
You
I
have to
work
have a
job.
checking account.
You have to have a checking account, which they can honestly establish if you
And
feel
a,
like it.
and a social.
Yes.
And a social
And a social security number.
Some kind of regular income.
Right, and regular income. Regular provable income.
Verifiable.
Huh.
Right.
It's a firefly.
Oh, yay, my faves.
So
Tim Tebow?
the way that payday loans work
Right.
is you go in and you say, I need $400 until I get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, okay, well, we'll give you $400, and when you get paid, you give us $550,
Yes.
Yes.
which is a ridiculous amount of
Absurd.
interest.
And
Absurd.
it's not the worst.
And it's not the worst. We will get
Well,
in,
yeah,
we will
we'll
get
get to
into
that.
the worst. But I actually have gotten payday loans, not in years and years and years. But I actually got into a situation once where I was caught. There were 3 paychecks back to back. This is, I don't know, the mid 2000s, I would say 2005, 2006.
Gotcha.
Where I needed like $200, and they said, okay, well, because your payday is only 3 days away, we have to charge you more.
What?
Excuse me?
So in order to get my $200, I had to give them $400, like 3 days later.
So 200% interest.
Yes,
That's absurd.
Or
and it was
I mean,
like
this whole process is
100%
absurd.
interest.
What am I saying?
right. So no, it's 200%. It's 200% interest. No, it's 100% interest.
100%
yes, you're right.
because
right,
it's double,
Right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
200 to 400.
Sorry.
I don't do math.
it's late at night on a Friday. My math. Not so good.
Yeah, notice our counting with episode numbers. Continue.
So I owed them $400,
Right.
and on my paycheck, I got a $380 paycheck.
Oof.
So not only could I not pay them, I had to give them. I was working sales at the time, and you could get kickbacks.
Sure.
Yeah, commissions.
So
Exactly.
I was expecting a $600 paycheck. I got a $380 paycheck.
Right.
So I went to them, and they said, "Okay, well, give us $200,
Extend it.
and we'll extend it. And on your next paycheck, just give us $400."
You know what's shitty about the extension? I'm just going to throw that out there.
Please go ahead.
Because it's not the initial loan, even the rules nowadays, despite limited protections, are even worse when it comes to the rollover.
Right.
The second portion.
Right.
Which makes the trap be like, I have no words.
My next paycheck, I was finally expecting a $600 paycheck.
And you got a $400 paycheck.
I got a $240 paycheck.
jeez.
Rough. Yeah,
My
sales is
heart.
literally the worst.
Sales is the worst.
Cell phone
That's why I
sales,
hate-
especially.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people return their cell phones within 6 months.
Oh, God.
And then it counts against you.
It
The
counts against something
clawbacks.
that happened 6 months ago.
Oh, the clawbacks. I
Yes.
remember those from some of my sales. Like,
So that time I could give them like $50. I was like, listen, like
They're like, okay, we'll extend it.
I have to pay my. Oh, well, we'll extend it.
yeah.
Thankfully,
Of course you will.
I think somebody at work, I finally told them, like one of the managers or something, and they helped me out of it. But that's how you can get started in that.
Yep.
What if you're working an hourly job and they come up to you and suddenly say, "Oh, well, you're part-time this week."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or, you're
we gotta
driving
close early.
You're driving to work and your tire goes flat.
Yep.
That happened to me the other day. I had to buy a brand new tire. I mean, it's a used tire, but it's a $48 tire.
Right.
You say this to the guy that had 2 flat tires about a month and a half ago.
Right.
Prior to crashing my car, I had to replace how many parts?
Right. And thankfully now
you had a new car when you were done.
Yeah.
Right.
I know that I literally crashed and then bought a new one.
Right. And thankfully now I'm in a position where $48 doesn't mean as much. But there was a time when $48 was when $48 was my food budget for 2 weeks.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
I have been there,
Yeah.
And, a lot of Americans are. So the other one that I
Too
really
many
hate,
Americans
too many Americans are,
by far,
are the title loans.
Right.
And let's explain how a title loan works. A title loan is I have a car. Mm-hmm. I have that car's title.
Exactly.
I will go down and give you my car title, and you will give me $1,000, and I will usually pay you back
30 days.
Yeah, in 30 days. And
I was looking up the title loan laws in South Carolina. I did do a little prep.
Oh, did you?
Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tell us.
The average in the state of South Carolina is a 30-day rollover.
Okay. For a title loan.
For a title loan.
Right.
And in the state of South Carolina, most title loans are written for an amount over $600. They don't want to go under that.
Okay. So at least $600.
At least $600. The average is between $1,000 and $2,100.
Right. And you have to pay that back in 30 days.
In 30 days.
Yeah. It's essentially
interest.
pawning your car.
Let's talk about the interest real quick.
Please do.
The interest can be whatever the fuck they want.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
They have been trying to pass laws in the state of South Carolina. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it's ever actually passed, trying to protect people from that.
So we're going to get into what's been passed and what's not been passed.
Because some people have been caught in up to 300%.
Oh, darling,
interest.
that's nothing.
You sweet
300%?
summer child.
Sweet
That's
summer child.
low.
Well,
there have been stories.
I know that there's been some way higher, but the average bad ones tend to be around 300.
Okay.
There have been
Something's wrong with my
instances
microphone. I don't know
of
what's up with it
sometimes up to 1,800%.
1,800.
Yeah.
I
but the
think-
average is.
I think
Oh,
what
I don't
I'd
know what the
like
average
to
is. I don't
throw
know.
out there from somebody who worked in lending, when
Who
these
is?
me.
Oh, that's right.
So when these short-term loans are often quoted, the tricky part about us throwing out a number like 1,800%, that is actually an annual percentage rate. So that is amortized over a year.
Right.
Because the loan term is so short and there are hardly any regulations, despite the Truth in Lending Act in 1968. Reg Z, mofos. Anyways, despite that, most payday, short-term loan, etc., don't have to explain actually what that rate looks like. And unfortunately, because there's not as much education on lending and lending practices to a good portion of the state, a word like annual percentage rate doesn't make sense. Like when I went to go shop for my initial car, the car salesman was talking about car payments because I needed to finance. And he kept saying, well, your payment will be this, your payment will be this. And at one point in time, I just looked at him and said, I don't give a shit the payment, okay? I will make the payment work. I need you to tell me the APR right fucking now, because that makes the difference.
And I don't think a lot of the people that sell the loans on the front end even know.
No, they don't.
No, because they have any idea.
That's the backrooms problem.
That's the backroom. That's the number.
Sure, I just need to get your signature here so I get my commission.
I sold cars for a little while.
Yeah.
And all we would do is we would sit down and we'd say, fill out this information.
Yep.
Then we would walk to the sales manager's office.
Right.
Yep.
He would plug it into the computer. He would give us column A, column B, and column C.
Yep.
Right.
And so column A would be the low numbers, B would be the medium, C would be the high with the percentage rates across the top.
Right.
You wanted them to take the column A because that's the lower numbers. The reason it was the lower numbers because it was the longest loans.
The longest payment,
So
meaning the collection of longest interest.
And you were supposed to present it in reverse order.
Yep.
So, okay, now you could have 36% or 36-month loan.
Yep.
And your payments are going to be $400 a month.
Right.
You could have a 60-month loan, and your payments are going to be $300. Or you can have a 96-month loan, and your payments are
A 96-month loan?
Yes, you
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. You can get up to 96 months.
An 8-year loan, and your payments are only $120 a month. Now,
My
here's
God.
the thing. Your APR.
It's through the goddamn roof.
Sure.
Your APR across the board on 96 months is you're paying triple
Yep,
guessing.
calculation-wise.
the cost of the car.
I mean,
Yep.
I got a 5-year loan on my current car, and
Or
I hated
more.
myself for it.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to go out of there without a longer than a 3-year loan, but I
Right.
did it. Anyway, so let's talk about the CFSA.
Yes.
Diane, would you like to explain the CFSA?
I will be happy. Let me scroll there. So, the CFSA is the Community Financial Services Association of America.
Now, let's think about that name real quick.
Absolutely.
The Community
Positive.
Absolutely.
Financial Services Association of America.
Of America.
It sounds like a group of people getting together and saying, "Hi, we're the good guys, and we're going to make sure that you have the money you need."
Established, interestingly enough, 1999.
1999.
1999.
That's a good year.
They call themselves the National Organization for Small Dollar Short-Term Lending or Payday Advances.
Man, that sounds like it's helping the community.
It is.
Oh, it's in the name.
They have they themselves are so let me just put it this way. They
like I need to
call
have
themselves
the notes up now.
They
Yes.
call themselves the regulatory community of this group. And
Right. Now,
It's
let's
just-
think about this.
You mean the group that they created?
yes, the group that
They're
they
the
created.
regulatory group of the group they created.
They are
Yes.
the watchdog group for
And their
the
argument,
independent. They're the vigilantes
their-
of this shit.
And their argument will be, well, who better to regulate us than us?
Exactly. The digging through the website was great, and they have what they call a code of best practices.
Oh, it's a code of best practices.
code of best practices.
Put in place by themselves to regulate themselves.
Yes.
What I think is great too is I was going through it, and it's actually kind of difficult to access because here's what it is.
Smoke and mirrors.
Beyond that, just obtaining the information is difficult. I understand that there's plenty of people in this country who are illiterate, and sometimes having video is acceptable. The problem is within their code of best practices, because I was going through and seeing like what they're doing.
Sure.
There is a short blurb definition, and then there is a video of somebody explaining, and you can't like pause and reread words and dig
Please tell me it's
in.
mansplaining.
Beyond. It's like wealthy man sleazy
Hi,
mansplaining.
I'm Chad Thundercock.
Exactly.
Except
Good
his
callback.
hair's
And I'm
not
here.
that great.
Please see episode 5.
Please see episode 5 for
Please
Chad
see episode
Thundercock.
5.
Okay, so the federal government has, you mentioned the act in 1969.
68.
68, excuse me.
Right.
And you mentioned their formation in 1999. That's because the federal government has attempted many times
Various points
to
in time.
regulate this industry. One of the problems that they have is that usury laws are state laws.
Correct.
So a state is the one, and let's explain usury. Usury is the maximum amount of interest allowed on a loan.
Very interesting. The term usury in with lending dates biblical shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Usury is a part of fucking kosher laws in the Old
Yes.
Testament.
Yes, and the rabbis, I guess it was, actually were the ones who regulated what the interest amount allowed was.
Well, Jews were not to charge interest between Jews, but they
Right.
could charge interest
To the Gentiles.
Gentiles,
to Gentiles.
and any
but
foreigner.
but the rabbis would still say, it can't be more than whatever.
Exactly.
30%.
Exactly.
I don't know what the number is.
exactly.
I'm just saying.
Yes. But anyways,
And that's where a lot of Jewish stereotypes
Speaking
come
to your
from.
mic.
exactly. That's.
Because they have been the money lenders through the ages.
I mean,
Yes.
if I was reading that, thinking about it. I mean, Merchant of Venice is one of my favorite Shakespeare's, and
here's your
Shylock
pound
right
of
there.
Listen,
flesh.
Exactly.
My people were good with
people.
money.
Your
Okay.
people.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And we lent it to you people.
Basically.
And,
Look, historically, the only people that have been maybe better with money were the Romans.
Oh, yeah, the Romans were pretty
The
good.
Romans had a huge
They did. We did a lot of
financial
their
and
banking.
banking industry.
We did a lot of their banking.
Anyway, it's not true. I was just
Okay, where
giving
were
you
we? We were talking about usury laws.
Yes.
Anyways, yes.
Oh, and the Chinese. The
So,
Chinese had a
and
lot
I
too.
should clarify, usury is just the amount of interest on a loan, but usury laws typically say, okay,
this is the max.
This is the maximum. Or, for instance, on a mortgage, it's regulated by the federal government. Or
Thank God.
Well, and not just the federal government, like the Federal Reserve has a hand in it. We're not getting into a whole financial situation, but I just want to lay out the players on the field.
And if you want to talk mortgages, believe me, I used to do that shit. And let me tell you, I started doing it when the changes came along.
Yeah, I'm literally in the middle of that right now.
I can literally hear people turning us off.
So,
right, sorry, guys.
So,
boobs!
Boobs.
Should I?
Boobs and penises? I don't know.
But
I promise.
hi, Diane's mom.
Hi, Mom.
I got the first one this time.
You get the first one every time.
Because it's just a funny call out.
It is a funny call. In 2013,
right.
The who was it in the United States Department of Justice under the Obama administration created not a regulation but a
investigation.
Well, it's not just an investigation. It's a a course of action is what I'll call it.
That's a good way
for
to put
how to deal
Guidelines?
with. It's not just guidelines; it's a course of action.
Okay.
Let me explain. For how to establish relationships and how to manage relationships of short-term lenders. Again, it's not a regulation. There's not a law on the books that this follows.
Right.
It is a course of action to take when dealing with them.
So it's a monetary Paris agreement.
Let me get to it.
Okay.
Damn it.
It is called Operation Choke Point. The Obama administration felt that these businesses were used for money laundering,
Yes.
They are.
human trafficking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which one am I missing? There was a third one.
Just general terrorism and
terrorism and funding terrorism.
Yeah.
So, and there's another side of it that I just learned and I haven't shared with you yet.
Oh, fun.
Operation Choke Point says these types of industries fund these things that we don't like. And here is how our financial industries should head forward so that these businesses cannot operate. It's a way of keeping their money out of banks.
Yes.
Not really freezing their assets, but devaluing their assets. And what is currently happening, and again, I just learned about this about 3 hours ago, is Operation Choke Point is being used in Colorado against weed dispensaries.
Yep. It's fascinating.
Yes.
Against
weed
weed
dispensaries. Because weed dispensaries cannot keep their money in banks. They have to keep all of their money in cash. And whenever you're keeping all of your money in cash, you have to report that money to the federal government.
Okay.
But in certain denominations, and I'm sorry, I don't remember what they are, but we're just going to use $10,000 as whatever it is. So for every $10,000 that I make, and it's not 10,000, but for every $10,000 I make, I have to report it in a certain way and pay taxes a certain way. Okay. And banks are literally not allowed. I'm not allowed to get a bank account. So I'm not allowed to put that money into a bank.
Because banks have federal protections.
Correct, but I still have to pay my employees.
Right. Part of the weed dispensary problem has to do with drug regulations.
Correct.
Within this country.
Drug trafficking. So because you're keeping all of the money in cash, you have to report it a certain way, and it's taxed a certain way, and I don't remember the specifics anymore.
Your
I'm sure you can look
employees
them
have
up.
to report it a certain way.
And
you still have to make all these payments.
We should probably
as
do
an
a
employer.
show on weed dispensaries.
Actually, that would be great.
That would probably be great.
Let's go ahead, though.
I'll do research on that one.
Hey,
I know, right?
That's Jason's show.
There is nothing wrong with medical marijuana.
The CFSA, who is this group of short-term lenders, filed a complaint against Operation Choke Point in, what was it, last year?
The cat
2014.
is out of his room and is wandering around over there.
You should try to go grab him.
I want to see if I can.
You got him?
Yeah, see if you can grab him.
He likes me
I can
a little
explain
better.
this.
Okay.
Okay, it's January of this year.
Okay.
So, now, I'm sorry. This is the update. Is in January this year.
So it was probably
late.
2016.
It was late last year, and I can't find it right now. But late last year, they filed this complaint.
Okay.
In January,
filed it where? Like a circuit court.
Right. It says right here, it was previously on November 23rd.
It's a Maverick.
Hi, Mav.
Yay!
He
How
does
are you,
exist.
buddy?
He was on
Yeah.
technically the first episode.
He was on the first episode. So they filed the complaint originally in November 23rd.
So he needs to show back up in episode 13, so it's going to be every 6
Every
Right.
6 to 7
Right.
episodes.
6, 7 episodes. All right.
On January 2011, 6 new plaintiffs joined Advance America. Advance America is the biggest short-term lender, asking the court for emergency relief from unlawful regulatory actions committed by the FDIC, the Board of Governors of the Financial Reserve Board, and the Office of the Comptroller. It doesn't say where
Dom?
it was filed. I'm listening.
Do I see where this is going?
No, you don't.
Oh, fuck. All right.
I thought I did too. And like I said, something literally happened today.
That's why I was like, you have a big story. I know what you've been talking about recently. I'm like,
Yeah, I have a feeling I wasn't even... was I involved in this research, like, at all?
No, I probably came across his news feed, and he's just like...
No, I'm the one who told you, hey, put this link in the
Oh,
doc.
okay,
Oh, okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, and you put it in here.
Oh,
I
good.
think so.
Maybe.
Did you not?
You didn't send me a link. Did you put in...
Did you put it in the Discord?
Did you put it in the Discord or
No,
the...
I
Put it
sent it to you in Google.
Did you put it in the Hangout?
And
I
I
got
said,
it.
hey, put this in there, and you said, okay, done. So
I
you said done,
got
D-U-N.
Is it? Is all right?
And I
Is it
said,
No,
okay.
is it
no,
in the
I think
Hangouts?
it's in the private between me and Dom.
Oh.
Anyway, so there were, in April of 2017, if I can get this to open. My mouse does not like me tonight.
Okay.
So in April of
Have
2017,
you tried turning it off
in
on
New
again?
York,
Mm-hmm.
a D.C. federal judge took action to avoid possible piecemeal appeals in the ongoing litigation.
Oh.
She denied the group's request to appeal its dismissal from the case. They were saying this case should be dismissed because there's so many of us. You shouldn't be hearing this as a class act, essentially a class action lawsuit.
Wait. Time out. Run that by me again.
Okay. U.S. District Judge Gladys Kessler
Okay.
refused to certify as final judgments 2 prior orders. Okay, so she's saying, I'm not certifying the final judgments of 2 prior orders in the case, one of which booted the CFSA from the suit for not being in a position to prove legitimacy. So what they were saying was, these regulations shouldn't be applied to us because there's so many of us. There's a whole bunch of us. And so the regulations can't apply to us as an industry because we're not an industry. There's just a bunch of us.
Okay.
And she's saying, yes, it can. Thanks.
Okay. Good. I was making sure. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that I was understanding that the way I thought I understood
It's in
that.
there.
Thank you. Okay. So literally today.
Talking to your mic.
Where did you put it?
It's all the way at the bottom.
So literally earlier today, because I'm a nerd and I like to read law news, I was on one of my law news websites. I don't care.
I was the one who linked this to you, P.S. if you check the Google chat.
Yeah, I know. It was a joke. So she
You're
didn't even
welcome.
get that I was... All right,
We need
whatever.
some
It's
reverb.
fine.
Law news.
So a federal judge in the District of Columbia now
Okay.
denied the request for injunctive release that was sought by them because they wanted... I'm sorry, injunctive relief. Because they wanted an injunction that said, hey, we can use banks to put our money in, and we can use banks to pay our employees and all the things that they can't do right now.
Okay.
And she said... Now I got to find it. She said, in response to the plaintiff's arguments, that their due process rights will be... I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong... I'm sorry. Okay, the court held that to succeed on the merits, in other words, for the case to be legitimate, plaintiffs must ultimately prove that the defendants made stigmatizing statements about them that caused banks to terminate their business relationships with them.
Okay.
Okay, so in other words, I said something that made you say, well, I can't lend money to you. Okay. The plaintiffs had not demonstrated that they are likely to succeed in proving the wide-ranging campaign of backroom strong-arming, which is what they said. They said that there was backroom strong-arming.
Okay.
Maybe there was, but who gives a shit? They're assholes. Backroom strong-arming by the defendants. Judge Kessler found that the plaintiffs introduced only a few scattered statements in which the federal defendants may have pressured a small number of banks to discontinue their relationships with specific payday lenders, but failed to link these statements to the terminations of bank relationships. Other evidence was hearsay in some cases, anonymous double hearsay, which is a funny term. That's a quote.
Anonymous double hearsay.
That's a quote from the judge.
Hearsay.
She said, "You're giving me anonymous double hearsay."
It sounds like something from 1984.
Does it though? Which the court found of little persuasive value or contradicted by sworn statements of defenders' employees. Moreover, the one piece of direct, uncontroverted evidence of a regulator seeming to pressure a bank to terminate a relationship with a payday lender did not contain any impermissibly stigmatic statements, and rather appears based on FDIC's permissible concerns regarding a particular payday lender's business practices. So in other words, they're saying these people won't do business with us because they don't like us. And the judge is saying, no, they won't do business with you because...
You're shady motherfuckers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with how they feel about you or what they said about you. It has to do with the business that you're running and the fact that it's shit.
Not only that, like, lending is difficult enough for a bank in the sense of the bank remaining solvent.
Right.
For the bank to be either lending or even just holding depository accounts is a huge risk.
Right.
Not only risk from like volume of cash flow and income and capital, but also simply risk of things like identity theft.
Right.
And risk of regulations, intercommerce between states, especially for banks that work in different parts of the state.
Because
different
a
parts of the
state
country.
legislature in Delaware passes a bill tomorrow, and suddenly the bank's out $20 million.
Right. Exactly. So, it's
and not that I love banks or anything, but I understand where they're coming from at least.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's the business that our country thrives on. So
there we go.
Well, I mean, a lot of countries thrive on it.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but
I know what you mean.
We're
Right.
particularly sort of at we're doing all right with banking, right? Yeah.
I mean, I guess. And then the other news, of course, was that they're trying to reverse Dodd-Frank, but I won't go into that.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's exciting.
Yeah. It's not. It's really fucking boring. But yeah, that also happened, and they won't. Don't worry. It's not the Senate. The Senate looked at it and went,
Yeah.
okay.
Believe me, there's some incredible provisions I was just going through. So my banking experience started pre Dodd-Frank actually, and I got most of my lending experience post Dodd-Frank.
Let's real quick. Dodd-Frank is the bill that will prevent another 2008 recession.
Well, yes.
Or that's what its purpose is.
Dodd-Frank was originally banking regulations created circa 2010, 2011 to establish things like lending requirements and depository requirements that were kind of like, let's reduce risk at this point in time.
Well, and in the 90s, we had the Glass-Steagall Act that said an investment bank and a lender can't be the same. Like a bank that lends money can't also invest in the stock market.
Especially one that invests off those loans and then creates money either on the loan failing or succeeding.
You have put your savings in our bank.
Right.
We have gambled it in the stock market.
And in 90...
Your money we lost your money. You don't have savings anymore.
And it's gone.
I was going to avoid that, but yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay, and we're going to take your $500 and it's gone. What?
Exactly.
It's gone.
It's gone. There we go.
It's gone.
What do you mean? You have to move
checking
along.
the clock
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
This line is for customers only.
And you have no money in this bank.
So therefore, you are not a customer.
It's a South Park joke. That's what we were talking about. Anyway, Glass-Steagall went away in 95 or 96.
96.
It was one of the ways that Clinton was trying to get reelected, was this big giveaway to the Republicans, and it worked. But when Glass-Steagall went away, that's when you saw like all of these banks. Remember when like Wells Fargo suddenly, who did Wells Fargo buy? What were they called? Wachovia.
East Coast.
And then Merrill Lynch got bought.
I mean, I even worked at a couple banks that had done those post Glass-Steagall mergers.
Sure. And all these banks and merged with these investment houses, and it was like, that might not be a great idea. And then 2008 happened.
Yeah.
And so the Dodd-Frank regulations came along to say, hey, there was a study I saw at one point that nobody really knows how much money is in finance. Like no one really knows
All of it.
Touche.
There was one study I saw in 2013 or so
More than 7.
that estimated
We
it was
hope.
$24 quadrillion.
It's a big goddamn number.
That's a Q.
And of that, 97% of it was digital money.
Makes sense.
yeah.
Something like
sense.
that. Anyway.
Let me see if I am surprised.
So,
Should
so,
we raise our hands? I see no hands raised.
so the CFSA is still probably going to try to keep their heads above sand. What pains me...
Above sand?
You mean above water?
Oh, I was
Out
thinking
of the
both.
sand?
I was thinking both pulling their heads out of the
This
sand.
is a
and,
swimming
yeah.
ostrich.
Hey,
This
you know
is
what?
kind of
It's-
fascinating.
It's
No, that's
10 o'clock
actually
on
fucking
Friday.
terrifying.
I'm really freaking
Shit,
tired.
they've evolved!
Ah! Next, they're eating meat.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking
Ostriches
about
evolving
ostriches.
to swim.
Swim.
Oh, ostriches. Ostriches evolving.
Well, because
Okay.
that's
We're making
the,
fun of your extended metaphor.
because that's the incorrect thing where people are like, hide your head in the sand, because there's the tale that ostriches do that, and they
Yeah, I was
they,
really
they don't
trying to tie this whole
fucking
thing up
do that.
right
Yes,
now.
could you tie this whole thing up,
Because
please?
it's like 9:53.
And I need to get to news.
I know. Anyway, fuck the CFSA and everybody in it.
Right,
I don't know.
basically.
What's
let's
in
just
the news,
throw that out
Diane?
there.
Wait, real quick.
Yes.
I want to say one thing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So instead of a rant, let's have a little rave for a second.
Uh-huh.
And it's not really a rave. Because this
Where are your glow sticks?
Anyway, no, in all seriousness, because this is actually kind of dear to my heart.
Uh-huh.
On top of title loan lending and payday loans, I also hate tax prep places.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There
Yeah.
is now there are legitimate ones out there that do have your interests in heart. I'm not going to name any
Absolutely.
names. There are some out there that are just as bad as title loan and
Oh,
payday
sure.
lenders.
Very much
You
so.
know, I remember being 19 or so, and it was one of the first times I'd ever filed my taxes, and I didn't know any better. And I think I got a $400 loan, and it cost me $120. And I was like, "Oh, this is great! It's only $120, and I'm getting like $300 right now, or what? $280
Yeah.
right now."
I just want to throw a shout out to Mama Rego. Thanks for forcing me to start doing my own taxes as soon
Yes.
as I worked at
Yeah.
16.
And then-
PS can still do them.
And then I told my
What?
you know what, I think maybe I was like 17. I think you're right. I don't even think I was 18 yet. And I told my dad, he's like, "You're supporting the mob. Don't go to this place." And I'm like, "I am." It turns out, yeah.
Mom was like,
I
here's your
was.
paperwork, here's TurboTax, go crazy. I was like, thanks, Mom.
My mom was like, "We're going to the library.
Right.
Here's the stack of forms."
Well, I mean,
There's the booklet explaining
you
it.
started doing taxes in
1999.
1982?
I was 16, 1999.
I'm kidding.
No, I know. No,
But
but
she just likes calling
like,
us old,
to be-
even though she's like the same age
like
we are.
it was
so
still
it doesn't
fucking
really make any
paper
sense.
Yeah.
paper returns.
Yeah.
I learned to do it on a paper goddamn return.
Carry the ones.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was a paper return.
Take line
remember.
1,
Yeah.
subtract it from line 3 to
Yeah, I
get
mean, it's
line
not-
What's
5.
frustrating to me
all
about
that
the tax
complicated.
prep industry is they turn it into something that sounds absurd to most people, and it's really something you can do, especially depending on your income level and like what kind of shit you do with it. Like,
Right.
I was going to say, to turn it back into my thing.
sorry,
No. You're on a good point, and I was going to touch on that. The vast majority of individuals' taxes are simple,
yeah,
that
1040
anyone
easy.
can do. Well, hell, a 1040 is not too bad.
No.
Once you
No,
start
not
getting
at
into a
all.
1040A,
Yeah.
Schedule C, Schedule K, stuff like
There's
that.
complications,
Here's the thing. For most individuals out there, because people want to take advantage of you at payday, or at tax time,
Right.
there's a program in most states called VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance.
Yes, and we love Vita.
It
We
is
do.
where individuals get certified by the IRS,
Right.
and they will prepare your federal and state returns for free.
Right. And you can
There-
always go to the IRS website and do your own.
Yes.
Yep.
We should put that out there too.
There are a lot of free websites out there, hnrblock.com,
Right.
free tax, or TaxSlayer,
Okay.
Tax Act. All of them have free preparation file
Jason's
things.
very passionate about that.
I am.
It's an important topic.
But
It is.
VITA,
It is.
VITA is run by the IRS. It's legit.
Yep.
Look for it in your community toward the end of December, beginning of January.
Mhm.
Find locations near you. Go to them.
they can do back
They-
taxes too.
They can do
sometimes.
back taxes. They can do the weird advanced taxes and stuff like military and international
I'm
returns.
literally seeing that star flying above his head.
I know, right?
But I'm serious about this.
No, for
Don't
real.
fucking
No,
pay some
I'm
of those
just- I'm
places
just
out
being an
there.
asshole.
At
I don't know.
all.
If you are not comfortable going to a person, go to myfreetaxes.com. You can self-prepare and file online.
Right.
Both of these programs have income requirements, so you'll need to know what that year's income
Yeah, but it's usually
is.
like $60,000.
This year it was $54,000, $54,000 for VITA, $60,000 for my free taxes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So-
Now it tends to creep up every year because of cost of income and all that stuff. Don't pay people to do your taxes unless you need to.
Unless you own 4 homes and a business. And
But
stuff.
yes, it's something very near and dear to my heart. It's VITA. And my free taxes.
It's near dear to mine too. I'm teasing
honestly,
you,
yeah.
but
No, I know. I hate people that get ripped off because they think it's easy. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Absolutely. It's a firm empowerment thing for me. Like to me, having prepped my own taxes for the last 11 years.
Sure.
To me, it's like a tax season rolls around. Well, all right, here we go. Like,
Well, and I should say, I think it's as near dear to me
Yeah.
as it is to you.
Yeah. We won't say why because
won't
it gives
say
away
why.
our job, but
Right.
Hey guys, don't forget. Anyways.
yeah.
Anyway.
But it's important.
Sure.
So the news. I'd like to Franklin.
Oh, are we doing news?
We are doing news. Come on.
Frankie's helping you with the news?
Yes, because this first story is dedicated to him.
Okay.
Come on, are you gonna pop up on my lap?
He's like, no, because you want me to.
I know. So this first story is about a truly good boy, just like my near dear Franklin Harriet.
Yes.
So the headline from the Telegraph reads, "This police dog was fired from his job for an adorable reason."
Yeah, I read about this.
This is okay. So it was top story on Reddit for like ever and ever,
It was.
but it is so cute. I have to share it.
Okay.
So
So it popped up on Imager, Facebook.
Right.
It's so cute.
So Gavel, a German Shepherd, was at the Puppy Police Academy,
Dog.
and he did not make it because he was too nice.
Yes.
He didn't die. No, he didn't graduate.
Yeah, he just didn't graduate.
The commandant there said he did not display the necessary aptitude for a life on the front line.
Aw.
All he wanted to do was play, so he got offered a special job as the governor of Queensland vice regal dog. Queensland, Australia, the second largest and third most populous state in the Commonwealth of Australia.
Well, that is quite adorable.
So on his resume, his duties include greeting visitors to Queensland's government house and attending official functions with Governor Paul de Jersey.
Oh.
And please look at this story because the pictures are beyond adorable.
They are.
With his little vest and
His
everything.
little
He's all
vest. He's like hanging out with all these dignitaries.
Right.
He's like, hey guys, I'm a good boy. Anyways.
Do you guys have snacks?
So, yeah. I mean, that would be Franklin's like first concern. Like, shows up to
We
work
should
the
tell the
first
audience
day.
he escaped and went on an adventure today.
He did.
And I had to leave work for 2 hours because he decided to go meet the neighbors and see if they had any snacks.
Basically.
You guys. You have
Basically.
snacks.
Hey guys,
So
do you
I
have
know
snacks?
that was like a
I'm
brief.
starving.
cute-
I haven't been fed in minutes.
I'll tell you what. If you don't have
Literal
any snacks,
minutes.
you can snuggle me. And if you don't want to snuggle me, you can go ahead
You
and
guys
give me snacks.
And his preference would be snacks and snuggles because there's nothing like snack time,
Well,
nap time.
here's the
It is
thing.
the best time.
Here's the thing.
His foot's on the power strip. We may want to move it.
Hey.
Or we're going to go
handsome.
off the air.
All right. So our next.
Dear future viewers or current viewers, if we suddenly disappear,
Blame Frankie.
Well,
remember last
we'll,
week I was
we'll be
trying
back
to turn
in
up
about
the
5 to 10
volume.
minutes.
When I was trying to turn up the volume, just as I did, he decided to dive under the table, and I turned the volume all the way up.
Oh, nice. Good, Franklin. So let's talk about things almost as old as Dom.
You better have a story about Florida, I swear to God.
Don't worry, Florida will come up. This 99 million year old baby bird fossil was found, and it is pretty much a complete bird fossil.
99 million year old baby bird fossil.
In amber. So this is legit Jurassic Park shit right now.
So the chicken did come first?
Oh, that's what we're guessing. Anyways, fossilized hatchling is the most...
I just have to say something real quick. Obviously, the fucking egg came first because chickens come from eggs. Like, who is asking this question legitimately? No one. A chicken comes from an egg. So the chicken couldn't have come before the egg because chickens come from eggs.
So this fossil was found in...
It's always annoyed me since like 5th grade.
In Myanmar. And it's currently doing a route of... it has been studied...
half of a quail egg? You guys are going to defend... Hey! It was half of a quail egg.
We didn't defend it. In fact,
you guys were like, yeah, well, I mean, it's a foodie place. It's all to do. I mean, you must have gotten a table for two.
It was a tasting plate,
Yeah.
and we're saying it made sense.
It
Just
was
not
a goddamn half of a quail egg.
It made it
you know,
made
he gets on this one. We get passionate about shit.
I know,
I want
right?
to point out.
So, anyways, what I found
half of a quail
what
egg.
I found very
Wait, what the
interesting
fuck?
about this fossil and
What
why
is
I
that?
wanted to bring it up is that they were examining it using CT scans, and there are translucent sheets of skin. There are bones. There are teeth visible. And in fact, the bones in his ankle.
Teeth?
Teeth.
It's fucking terrifying.
Was Jeff Goldblum nearby?
The bones.
Life.
Finds
Finds
a way. So the bones in its ankle, even though this is a bird, the bones in the ankle actually differ greatly from bones in birds'
put one
ankles.
pickle on the pickle plate. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my
Just
god.
one
So,
pickle.
so we
Somewhere.
potentially have a missing link.
So I'm
Between
sorry, but I
dinosaurs and
like,
birds.
Yes, I had to
Sweet.
nerd the fuck out of this preserved in goddamn amber, like Jurassic Park shit. So, guys,
Was there a mosquito or anything?
no.
Okay. What else, Diane?
I like to call this because why the fuck not after drinking on a Thursday night and you have a spare can of green spray paint. CBS 7 out of
by the way,
West
you're not
Texas.
allowed to tell me what it is because we get to guess.
Okay, CBS.
Oh,
Tell me about the story.
CBS
Okay.
7 out of West Texas, Monahans County. I apologize, everybody in West Texas.
To our 0 viewers in that part of Texas.
I know,
Yes.
right? So, anyways,
For the future people watching this. I'm sorry.
the story is incredibly brief. So, anybody watching from this area, any news you get, like, please tell us because I need to know. The police department is searching for suspect or suspects who spray painted this word on an RV and fences last week. The act happened during the early morning hours of Friday, June 2nd. An RV as well as 2 fences were found to have spray paint on them with blank in the 1400 block of South Allen.
Okay, so Jason and I get to guess what the word is.
Squeegee.
If you would like
No.
some hints,
I don't want any hints yet.
Okay.
Was it Kofefe?
No. No. This is
Okay.
let me
All right.
it is a name.
It's your turn.
It's a name.
It's a name.
Comey.
Nope.
Kofefe.
The name has 4 letters.
1, 2, 3. That's 7 letters. No, you get to go first. So
I'm fucking thinking.
Guys, really, like, you are not going to guess this, which is why I need to know everything if you live in West
this is the
Texas
last
and have
thing. So
answers.
just keep going.
Frodo lives.
No, 4 letters.
Oh, this is not the last
Do you
thing.
not know
I
the
have
Frodo
beyond
lives
more
thing?
news.
I'll explain it off the air.
Kirk.
Basically. No. Jeff. Whoever spray painted Jeff, like, legit get in touch with me.
Jeff
I need
Sessions.
to know.
It's the
need
Attorney
to fucking
General.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
So
Attorney
they took-
General, like,
they took
getting
green
drunk.
spray paint.
Green spray paint.
And just wrote Jeff.
Literally just Jeff.
Jeff, you rock, dude. If you ever
Like,
come on the
for
show,
real.
man,
Why
we
the
got a
fuck
seat
not?
for you.
Like, yes, Jeff, please Skype us. Like, come
Absolutely.
on the show.
Skype, come on live, whatever you want.
So in
It
more,
was the Russian operative for that area.
yes, it's
Putting
gotta
a
be.
cipher up.
This is code. This is code.
code.
Tell us, Jeff, what we
We
are
know what
supposed
Jeff
to do.
means.
No. You have to do it in the Russian accent.
I can't Russian, so please.
I can't either, so I was hoping
Can you
Jason
In
could.
Soviet Russia, Jeffs you.
Nice.
We
There
are
you go.
knowing what it means.
Oh,
Nice.
you're pretty... Dude, you could be the new Chekhov.
I really like it.
What about the nuclear vessels?
Dude, you could do it.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I
good.
mean,
Captain, there's nuclear vessels on the screen.
Captain.
Captain.
I
Captain.
really did enjoy the light speech impediment too. Like that was just
All right,
nice.
what else, Diane?
Nuclear vessels.
So, in more information that Diane nerded out about, this is a thing that brings us closer to the zombie apocalypse.
Thank God.
So,
Wait, Romero zombies or Rage zombies?
just let me
Or
explain.
Star Trek zombies, because those are
Just
bored.
let
And that
me
would actually be kind
explain-
of cool.
Let me explain, and it's fascinating. So,
Totally
BioQuark,
cool.
We are
BioQuark
fucked.
is a Philadelphia-based
Hold
company.
on 1 second. You wouldn't want to be a Borg.
No, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, so BioQuark out of Philadelphia Does some crazy shit with stem cells, and it's wonderful. Okay. So the CEO, Ira Pastor, says the company will be testing a stem cell injection to reboot the brain on patients with brain death. So a couple important notes that I had to pull from my science courses. Okay. Brain death is actually a recent concept when it comes to death. And brain death is a complete and irreversible loss of brain function. For brain death to exist, there not only has to be absence of brainstem reflexes, and apnea, which is a temporary stopping of breathing, and coma.
Okay.
For the longest time, death was actually classified based on heart.
Right.
So if the heart stopped beating, no response, etc., death was called.
You dead, motherfucker.
Thing is, though, we have things now like ventilators, and we can pump blood artificially. So brain death is an important concept.
As a hypochondriac, this is a great conversation. Please keep going.
Stage 1 of testing is first in human neuroregeneration and neuroreanimation. This is a proof of concept test, and again, I'm going to nerd out on this shit. A proof of concept test is just a testing and experiment in a highly controlled environment to show that it can possibly be done. We know it works in these parameters. Here it is. Let us test in outside ones.
Are they doing these tests on animals?
They are not testing on animals.
Cadavers.
They are going to an unnamed country in South America and picking 15 to 65-year-old individuals declared brain dead from a TBI and using an MRI to look for reversal in the following steps. So, a harvesting of stem cells from the patient, and they inject them back in.
Because the body will accept those more readily than an external sources.
A dose of peptides is to follow right to the spinal cord. Peptides, of course, being commonly used in sports medicine and anti-aging.
And Pepto-Bismol?
No, not at all. Anti-aging skincare. So that's kind of where this line of thought is coming from.
Peppermint?
Following 15 days of nerve stimulation with lasers and various other nerve stimulation. Like, this is beyond frightening, right? Because we're raising people back from the dead, but it's also, like, beyond fascinating. I want
the lead researcher's name to be Frankenstein.
Yes.
No, his name is
Frankenstein.
Ira Pastor. So...
Ira Pastor Frankenstein.
One of the big problems and why this is not going on in America is consent is kind of a big issue. Because while these people are dead... Right. If we bring them back to life and they did not consent to the whole like reanimation thing, like that's kind of like fucky in America. So consent is a huge thing. They are targeting those, again, who meet the Uniform Determination of Death Act, which was passed in the 80s in the States, as far as when folks can be considered dead. The Uniform Determination of Death Act.
What's that movie in the 80s? Flatliners. That's what this is reminding me.
Yes. So the Uniform Determination of Death Act is folks who are lovingly nicknamed living cadavers because blood is pumping.
Boy, when she said she was going to nerd out about it, she meant she was going to nerd out about it.
Okay, so I got this article on the Daily
Mail.
The
lights are on, but nobody's home.
I got this article on the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail does this thing where they summarize in bullet points, and I was reading it, and the bullet points were fine, and then I get into the story, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love with this story. So anyways, like, hey, Ira Pastor, if you need like a research fan, like, I don't want Zika, right? So can we go like just where there's mosquito protection?
Wait a second. Are you seriously like a scientist groupie?
I am like asking Ira Pastor right now, like, if you want somebody to like file shit or like inject cadavers, like, please call me.
CRISPR rocks.
All right. Well, we know what your fetishes involve.
Yeah, basically.
What else, Diane?
In Get It Girl news, Harriet Thompson, 94, becomes the oldest woman to finish a half marathon. 94 years old.
Wow.
94 years old. So at the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon, this was Sunday, June 4th, she completed a half marathon in 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 56 seconds. Half marathon time, that is an average of roughly 17 minutes per mile for 13.1 miles at, I'll repeat, 94.
Fuck, I can't do it at 34.
P.S. Women running news, just FYI, the previous record had been set by a 93-year-old in 2012. So also, shout out to Gladys Burl for like doing this 4 years ago, and massive shout out to Harriet Thompson for breaking that shit.
Yes, absolutely. Great job, Harriet.
P.S. Awesome job to Harriet, because she has raised more than $100,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society thus far in her road race career.
Good.
This is an adorable quote from her. I feel just like I did when I was 16, but I just can't move as fast.
Oh.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man was a total bro to other Florida man, but still gets arrested.
Why with the banging?
I just adding to it? Okay. Florida man, total bro to other Florida man, but still gets arrested. So the headline from the Palm Beach Post.
Jason and I are trying to do Wipeout right now.
Apparently.
We were listening to it before the show.
Palm Beach Post, staff writer Paige Fry reports Florida man distracts police with chicken dance so pal can flee. So, Shane Forsyth, 44, was arrested on a charge of drug possession when officers pulled over his car, and the police report said, this is, of course, where it gets interesting.
Yes.
So, he was erratically driving a green Ford Explorer when it looked like he and the passenger were wrestling over the steering wheel. SUV had a missing headlight, extremely cracked windshield, and 2 bald tires. So literally almost every car in Florida.
Hey!
Literally every car in Kathleen.
Yeah, okay.
So,
in certain parts of Florida.
Forsyth pulled into a driveway for the traffic stop.
You know, I have a quick question. He was
Yes,
driving erratically, but you can't really drive radically. Right? I mean, you can drive erratically. You do things erratically.
I want to know how badly he was. I want to know how badly he was driving to stand out to the cops in Florida traffic.
I know, right?
Florida traffic is just the absolute fucking
erratic
worst.
for everyone.
When you draw the suspicion of the police, the fuck you doing?
Basically. So, Forsyth pulled into a driveway. He got out of the vehicle and began to do the chicken dance to distract the officer. While he was dancing, the passenger got out and tried to just hide in front of the car.
So can you imagine, like, you see guys
wait,
are pulling over?
wait. No. Did you hear that?
Yes.
He hid in front of the car.
In front of the car. So
this happened at night.
Hold on, guys. No, it did not even happen at night.
Because I was like, if he hid in front of the car at night, you know where the headlights are.
Right.
But one of them was busted out. Remember, because that's like Florida.
So can you imagine they're about
he
to
hit on the side where the light was still working though.
Let's be real now.
And I don't remember their names, but I'm gonna call them Dave and Staniel because that's fine.
Because Staniel is totally a name.
Yes.
It was Shane.
I don't know.
And something, I don't know.
Anyway, so he's like, Dave.
Shane
yes,
Forsyth.
Dan.
The other
Dave.
guy's unnamed because he's still on the lamp. Continue.
It's like, Dave, listen. I'm going to pull over. As soon as I do,
Right.
I'm going to jump out and do the chicken dance. No, Stan, I'll do it.
Just bolt.
I'll do it. Do you remember the last time you tried to do the chicken dance, Stan? I'm doing it. Okay, fine, Dave. So Dave jumps out and he does the chicken dance. Stan's like, where do I hide? Where's a dark place? Right here in front of this headlight that doesn't work. Right. Brilliant.
But
Did
wait,
he have
there's
drugs
more.
on him?
But wait, there's more. This gets incredibly interesting.
Mobile meth lab. Mobile meth lab.
So the officer saw the passenger.
Better call Saul.
The
money's on mobile
officer
meth
saw
lab.
the passenger and told him to put his hands on the hood of the SUV, the report says.
Sure.
Passenger complied, but kept taking his hands off. He then ran behind a nearby house where canines and a helicopter were sent to look for him, but he was not found. Let's go back to the driver. So Forsyth, the driver, told the officer he didn't have a driver's license because, and I quote, it's been suspended for years. The officer,
I mean, that's a legitimate reason.
I mean, yeah.
You know.
The officer then searched the SUV with Forsyth's consent, where a pill where
maybe it was his consent, but yeah, you know.
Where the pill was found in a front seat cup holder, wait,
a pill of
now Forsyth
pill
began
stuff?
to shake and say, "It's not mine, it's the passenger's. I don't know what it is." Test determined heroin.
Yeah, it's definitely not heroin, but I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I mean, it's a pill, and it was totally that dude's that ran.
Yeah, that dude, he said he takes a lot of aspirin, I think, or ibuprofen heroin.
I don't even know. Guys, to wrap up today's news, nothing interesting really happened in the world of vaginas. Everybody's still stuck on wasp nests. So,
you know what I love? I love that she goes out of her way to be like, oh, I also need vagina news in case Mom's watching. Don't worry, Mom. Well, I'm very worried about your vagina.
Listen, if anybody taught me to be loud and proud about my vagina,
Hey, guys,
it's my mother.
I'm really sad right now because I was doing some really impressive fake typing and no one.
Yeah.
Look at that,
guys. Okay, but for
no,
real,
you should be hacking.
for real though.
Shit.
Yeah, you did things to the computer.
Oh God.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Did you take us off the air?
No.
We're not off the air.
No.
You
Keep
promise?
going.
Okay.
I accidentally turned on Ventrilo for the first time in like 12 years. Is what I did.
Everybody, let's talk.
You're a master hacker.
Excuse me. I
Right.
have big words to say that
Sorry.
everybody is going to be excited to see come out of my mouth. Let's talk scrotums.
Can you put echo on me real quick? Can you
Yes,
put
and I'm
echo?
going to slowly do it because Diane.
Echo. No, okay. I need echo real
You
quick.
need echo?
Echo.
Echo. Are we echoing yet?
Echo.
Oh, wait, that's not echo. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
That was
It might be worth it. I don't know.
that
yet.
was gated, and you're looking for.
Echo, where it's like you sound like
Yes.
you're in a stadium. Where you're in a stadium. Okay, we ready?
Wait, that should.
Guys,
there you go.
for real.
Go ahead.
Vagina.
Yeah, see, that's a little much. I think
Yeah.
it
Can
needs
I
to be
have
about
echo?
here.
Can I have echo? Do I
Yeah,
have
go
echo?
ahead.
Let's talk scrotums. Actually, in particular,
we're done.
the
Okay.
very fascinating world of
Some
male hygiene and scrotum deodorant. So sales.
Yeah, it's called baby powder. Like
No,
baby
dude,
powder and
dude,
goody powder.
I'm talking
That's all
about
you
like
need.
chocolate scented shit. So,
See, I told
Frankie
you he wasn't going
apparently
to do
is-
it when he wanted to.
Frankie is very interested in chocolate flavored scrotum
Scrotum.
deodorant.
okay, so sales of men's intimate hygiene products have rocketed 2,000% in the last 7 years.
It's just baby. Like I use baby powder. I'm not. I'm not shy.
This
ashamed.
article doesn't really have much,
Powder
but it
up
has
the
a
boys.
hilarious
It's easy.
listing
Takes 2
of a
seconds.
variety of products and companies.
No,
These
you-
companies
Promise not
include
cocaine.
And like this, and you powder up the boys.
these company names.
It's a nice refresher in the middle of a hot summer day. I'm going to tell you that right now.
These
I don't
company
care.
names
I do it.
include Fresh
Proud
Balls,
of it.
Dry Balls, Dry Goods, D's Nuts,
Dry goods.
Top
I'm
Cock,
done.
Top Cock, Bala for Men, and Man Powder are just some of the creatively named brands. So Comfy Boys Intimate Deodorant for Men in chocolate flavor is marketed as the best intimate deodorant for men. Now, Man Powder says their sales have spiked over 60% since last summer, while Fresh Balls claim their sales have doubled since
Fresh
January.
Balls I know about because they've advertised on Howard Stern for years. So
Years.
I've heard them for
So,
months.
anyways,
Good
doctor's
Lord.
warning, like I provided before, if men are experiencing extreme sweating in the scrotal region, they should see a doctor. Just FYI.
No.
Your balls really that sweaty? Like, go
Yes.
to a doctor.
No,
Look.
you don't understand.
Look, there's a reason.
And I am about to hear about scrotum.
Okay, here's what I want you to do.
There's a reason. It's called ball sticky hot.
Here's what I want you to
I'd
do.
love to hear this.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out on a hot summer's day as
Okay.
a woman.
As a woman,
As a
yes.
Okay. I want you to put.
Because I do experience a variety of sweat in areas
Sure.
you guys don't have.
Sure. So I want you to go outside on a hot summer's day. I want
Okay.
you to put a piece of cotton over your hands.
Okay.
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 And then I want you to put a piece of denim over your hands.
Okay.
I want you to hold your hands just like this
Right.
for about 5 minutes on a hot, humid day.
Okay. And
Now imagine you can't pull those hands apart except by reaching down into the crotch of your pants in front of everyone and pulling your balls away from
You
your
poor
fucking
thing.
thigh.
Because guys, FYI, I have tits. Like that also
Yeah.
happens.
Or-
up
I mean, I
there.
understand.
Or you do the spread and kind of just like pull at the pants.
And I'm going to tell you, there's
Like-
some times when it's like either I'm going to do this right now or I'm going to just scream.
I
because
love talking ball sweat with you guys.
Or you stand up and it's stuck to your thigh in the sitting position.
Yes.
And then it
That's
velcros
called something.
off.
That's called
Yeah.
something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called fuck that.
it's
Oh,
called
okay,
bat
okay,
wings.
fair. Bat
Yes,
wings.
bat wings.
Okay, that's what. Okay. Yes.
Or you can always do when you're walking down the stairs, you subtly adjust a little
Yes.
bit. You take
Yeah.
that little
Yeah.
slightly extra big
This
step.
is
Like,
all
hey, yo,
happening.
how you doing?
Hey, let me adjust.
Shit, I didn't get it. I got to go
So-
back upstairs real quick.
I told
hey,
Diane.
gang.
I told Diane this story, but I haven't told you this
Oh
story yet.
God.
So
I'm worried.
when a man is laying on his side, and then we're getting off the air. This is how we're gonna end the show. So when a man is laying on his side, either his balls are in front of him or they're between his thighs.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the only two positions that balls can go into.
Right.
So I wasn't naked or anything. I was just in my boxers. I was laying in my bed on my side. And Frankie decided to get into bed.
You told me this.
I told you this,
You told
not
me
Diane.
this
That's
one.
what it is.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So my balls were between my thighs and kind of poking out of the back of my thighs just slightly. Just a half of an inch.
Just a half an inch.
Frankie, the 90-pound shepherd, decided he was going to get in bed with me. I was like, yeah, buddy, come on. Get up in bed with me. So he leaps over me, and his paw catches just on that half inch of exposed ball. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't hurt right away. You're like, oh, that's fine.
It's about 30 seconds later.
Oh, that's not fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fine.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So, gentlemen, protect your balls.
I have
You don't use baby powder. You gave me a really weird. You don't powder the.
I use Gold Bond anti-friction. It looks like deodorant stick and just.
Really?
Yeah.
I just like the powder. I don't know.
It's oddly enough, it's kind of a textural thing because it's kind of grainy.
That's why I like the powder because it dries you out.
But I've tried the powder and I don't like it.
I'm not gonna lie. I have giant thighs, right? And normally, like a similar-ish issue for a woman is chub rub with the thighs, and I don't have that.
Chub rub.
Chub rub. I don't have chub rub. Sorry, guys.
Well, if you have chub rub, ladies, powder that shit up.
Powder.
Are we done?
I guess.
I
mean, I have no more
done.
scrotum or vagina news. So.
Well, from the whole crew, we want to thank you for watching 3 Assholes and a Cat. I'm Dominic. This has been Diane, and that is...
Not taking out a payday loan.
And we want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks? We're taking a break?
We're
Yes.
taking a break.
Hallelujah,
Jason's going out of
vacation.
town or something?
I'm moving next weekend into my new house.
That's right. All right. So